If you search for the best places to raise a family in Houston or build a home in a brand new community, chances are Cypress and Fulshear have come up in your searches. Today, we are going to compare and contrast these two very popular and very fast-growing suburban cities. We're going to look at the different neighborhoods available, the home prices, the traffic, and the future growth. Hello and welcome. I'm Danielle and I'm a realtor here in Houston, and I help families relocate here and either find or build their dream home. If you're looking to move to the Houston area and would like assistance, feel free to email me. I would love to help you out. And if you are planning to move here but you're not quite ready to email me to go house hunting, you can also keep tabs over on Instagram, where I post daily information about living in the Houston suburbs. Location. Right in the middle of these two cities is Katy, which is a very well-known and established suburb city of Houston. Just north of Katy is Cypress, and just south of Katy is Fulshear. In fact, Fulshear can feel like an extension of Katy, as some of the neighborhoods on the edge do intertwine with one another. Fulshear is about 35 miles west of downtown and has an easier commute to the medical area and universities, whereas Cypress is 27 miles northwest of downtown and has a much easier commute to downtown, as it sits off of 290, which gives pretty easy access. Both are in a fair location if you're needing to travel to the west side of Houston. Aesthetic. There are so many parts of Cypress that have a lot of trees and rural land, but for the most part, it has a very suburban master plan community feel, with lots of large manicured neighborhoods with lakes, golf courses, walking trails, parks, and a ton of day-to-day shopping on the main streets. Fulshear is growing and is actually one of the fastest growing cities in Texas right now. However, to me personally, it still feels like there aren't that many mature trees or commercial development out that way just yet. The benefit of that though is that Fulshear still has a small town country charm to it in some of the areas. Even as it's getting built out, it still will feel like rustic and country-like. Housing prices for new construction. For these particular averages, I am referring to brand new homes in top-rated, family-friendly, large communities with mid to luxury builders. So for in Cypress, you're looking at about $185 to $195 per square foot, with an average tax rate in the new construction for 3.3 to 3.7%. In Fulshear, the average square footage is about $180 to $190. And the average tax rate for new construction is about 2.9 to 3.4% on average. For both resale homes in Cypress and Fulshear, the average is about $155 to $185 per square foot. Obviously, the market is ever changing, and these prices vary depending on location and lot size and upgrades and schools within the area. This is just to give you a general idea of the new home prices in the area right now. And most of you watching this are probably wondering what neighborhood to even look in for these suburbs. The good news is that both of these suburbs have seen so many new current neighborhoods and a lot of coming soon to the area, which means that despite the market being tight with inventory, these cities are continuing to expand with new developments. Popular neighborhoods in Fulshear right now are Cross Creek Ranch, although it's been building for many years now, so they are in the last phase. There's also Fulbrook on Fulshear Creek and Jordan Ranch. Coming soon to Fulshear is a community called Austin Point. This community is going to start next quarter and will be about 4,700 acres with 14,000 new home sites and a really nice shopping area. There's also Cross Creek West. This is basically an extension of Cross Creek Ranch. Since the development did so well, this community will bring an additional 1,200 acres and 3,000 households. In Cypress, there is Bridgeland, which is one of the best-selling communities in Texas. They just opened a new section called Prairie Land. And then there's also Town Lake, although this one is also in its final opportunities. Coming soon to Cypress though is Marvita, which is going to be an 800-acre community with 10 plus builders that have already began pre-sales. And then there's another community coming very soon. The model should open in February, and it's called Dunham Point, and it will also be a large new master plan community with a new shopping center. Traffic. Both Cypress and Fulshear have congestion throughout the suburban roads, especially during rush hour, And that is because both of these cities have experienced a lot of growth in the last decade, and the little farm roads that once were haven't quite caught up to all the housing and expansion within the area. So just be warned, especially if you're looking for new construction homes, that the roads in and out of the neighborhoods might not be ideal right now, but once you get to the highway, it is smooth sailing, and eventually the roads will match the development within the area. Schools. Cypress is part of Cypher ISD and overall ranks a little bit better generally. It's an A-rated district as a whole. It's number 2 district in all of Harris County and is in the top 10 districts in all of Texas for athletic performance. Lamar ISD is part of Fulshear. It too is an A-rated district and number 3 for all of Fort Bend County. Lamar has experienced a lot of growth recently, and I would urge you to look into the school scores as well as online reviews, as it can take time for the property tax and development of the area to reflect the school ratings you see online. Shopping, nightlife, and proximity to city life. All in all, Cypress has more established shopping malls and centers. They have the boardwalk at Town Lake, and they also have the outlet malls. And I feel generally they have more shopping centers than Fulshear. I also feel like the nightlife in Cypress and the restaurant selection is better compared to Fulshear. Now, Fulshear does have some really big shopping centers with a lot of big box stores, but it doesn't have its own like town center or shopping mall center yet. And the closest ones are either in Katy or Sugar Land. So this will probably change over time, but right now, because of that, I feel like Cypress might be better for that sort of thing. All in all, Cypress is more established and has more to do and has slightly better rated schools, whereas Fulshear has lower than average taxes and more affordability when it comes to housing, and eventually they will have their own shopping and amenities that are equal to Cypress.